Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and yesterday Apple announced a new sports app. This app actually brings the ability to view different sports teams, their scores, real-time information, and more, so I thought we'd go over the requirements, what it has to offer, and what it doesn't have to offer as well. Now the first thing is, in order to use this, you'll need an iPhone. There's no app for iPad, Mac, or Vision Pro at this time for some reason. You'll also need iOS 17.2 or later, and also it's only available in the United States, the UK, and Canada at this time. I'm not really sure why they've only picked those specific locations, but at this point, it's only available in those areas. So if we go into the app, you can see the new icon here. And if we go into the app, it starts off with just basically nothing. You can pick your different leagues or teams. And if you go in to pick leagues, you'll see there's some things that are missing. But first of all, it kind of finds your location. So it's finding Charlotte. That's the largest city or big city nearby, and then you can see all the different leagues from MLB to MLS to men's college basketball, NBA, NHL, and much more. But it is missing a few. But first, let's go into this and take a look at it. Then we'll talk about what it's missing as well. So if we go into NBA, you can see all of the different teams you could pick. Maybe we'll just pick one here. We can star it, and then it will keep track of it. So very simple. You could go into it and see your team here. Now, if we go out of this and then we go back to your different sports, maybe go down to NBA, you'll see that you can see all of the games from today. And one nice thing about this is it shows yesterday, shows today, and then upcoming. So you'll see if we go into the top one here, it even gives you betting odds, which I thought was a bit odd. And this is actually the one option you have for the entire app. So if you don't want to see this at all you need to do is go over to your settings, scroll down to where you have the new app installed. So keep going until it says sports. So since it's not installed by default, and then you can hide the betting odds. If we go back into that app, you'll see it automatically just got rid of the betting odds. So we have that. And then as the game is going on, it will give you real-time information about it. So if there's one going on right now, you'll see the real-time information with play-by-play breakdowns. Let's see if we can find something happening right now. So if we go into maybe here, that one's postponed for Premier League. You'll see for Serie A, we have a game going on right now. And as we go into it, you'll see this team's stats. We have play-by-play. So right here, play-by-play. You can see a foul was called, you can see the lineup, and more. So it's nice that you have all of this real-time information. You'll see as it sort of expands up. And a few things that this may hint at is iOS 18. You'll see some different design cues throughout this app that might hint at iOS 18's design. So if we go back and maybe close out of this, pick something else here, such as NBA, and you'll see upcoming if we go over to that, and just the overall look of it all together may have a hint towards that new update. Now, of course, we won't see iOS 18 for a few months, and then it won't come out to the public typically until September, but we could see different components of this sort of be spread across the OS as they're sort of designing things a little bit differently. Now, one thing I did want to mention is there's no gestures. You'll see as I'm swiping left to right, it's not going to upcoming. So even swiping across these really makes no sense. It doesn't go along with what Apple has overall in their OS. So if we go back to my leagues, you can see upcoming here. Or if we go back to maybe NBA, you'll see we still can't swipe between anything. You physically have to tap between upcoming and today. Hopefully they change that, and that's not something they're moving towards in the future, but pressing and holding does nothing. And you'll see if I press and hold here, nothing really happens. There's just swipe gestures. Even the swipe back gesture isn't working to bring us to a previous day. It's very inconsistent and very odd for this particular update. Now, also, there's things that are coming in the future, but one thing I wanted to mention as far as what I'm doing is I have a new podcast with my friend Steve Mosier called Snackintosh. We actually went into the Apple Vision Pro as far as first impressions, and this podcast is now live. We haven't officially announced it, at least at the time of this video or recording the video, but it's something that we talk about. It's just very casual tech talk. It's just me and Steve having a conversation about it, our first impressions, and more. So be sure to check that out. It's live now on Apple Podcasts if you want to check it out yourself. Back into sports, one of the things they're missing that you may have already noticed is if we go into the different leagues, there's no NFL. Now, the Super Bowl just ended, of course, but we don't have NFL yet. We also don't have F1, but more is coming soon. So you'll see that we have MLB already, Apple has already said that NFL is coming soon, along with a couple others. So if we go to their website, we can see that ourselves. You'll see the announcement on Apple Newsroom, and if we scroll down, you'll see all of the different leagues that they currently have, and then they say in the future, we'll see MLB, NFL, NCAAF, NWSL, WNBA for their upcoming seasons. So hopefully we see more with this, not just NFL, but F1 and many others that work around the world. The confusing thing to me is why this isn't available everywhere. Maybe they just got this ready, but again, it's not really having a whole lot of things as far as consistency across the OS and different apps on different systems. iPad, Mac, and Vision OS are all missing here, so maybe we'll get some updates in the future, but it is a very minimalist app that seems to work pretty well. There is no live activities at this time, and there's still no really anything other than what I've shown you. Very, very bare bones. Let me know if you've installed this, what you think of it, maybe some improvements Apple could make. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. So that's everything with the Sports app. Again, let me know what you think, and if you'd like to get your hands on this wallpaper, I'll link it in the description. If you haven't subscribed already, though, please subscribe, and if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.